In today's Zoom Marathon Challenge video, I am going to talk about middleware in basically backend or Express and what are uses of middleware and some benefits of middleware, right? So first we will try to know what are middlewares, right? So middlewares are something which we put between one layer of software and another. That is called middleware. And what so basically what are middlewares, right? In suppose backend in Express, right? So middleware is a code of function, is a piece of code or function that is you know that executes between request and response cycle, right? So suppose from the front-end part, a client is interacting and he is sending request, right? And our server will send response to the user interface or client. So between that request and response, there is something of function. There is something called middleware function that has access to both request and response, and it can do basically anything. Through middleware, we can do basically anything after receiving the request and before sending the response to the user. Okay, so we can use middleware using app.use syntax or router.use if you have segregated your code, right? So basically, main three things are there in the callback of the middleware, right? Middleware function. One is request, another is response, and third is next. Request is something which is coming from client side. Response is something which will be sent by server. And next is the route, right? What kind of route is this? Suppose uh, next is the route to which client is requesting that he wants to go. So you can prevent that route if you want. That is the use of middleware. Or there are multiple use of middleware. Suppose um, you want to check that if any user is doing delete request and you don't want the access to delete request to all the users, so you can check by either this user is admin or something normal user. If the user is admin, if the user has admin role, and then you know you can pass that action. You can give him or her the access to delete. But if the role is normal user, then you can prevent that from here. And suppose you want to log all the methods which um, which have been requested in that particular system by particular user. So you can log using rec dot method. So you can, if you will do request dot method, then you can all the method, you can log all the time. You can write, you can find all the activities through middleware, right? And you can parse any data using middleware. So these are benefits of middleware. There are numerous benefits of in the middle. You can do authentication. Example I have showed, right? That if you want to prevent some paths from regular user and you want to give access to those paths to the admin or to specific users only, then you can use at that time you can use your middleware. And if you want to see that the data, the input which is going, which is being posted by any user, right? If it contains all the fields or types of all the data are correct are in the correct form, right? Which you have set, right? If you want, you are expecting any field to be in number, then is it in number or not? So all these fields can be checked by middleware, right? So you can put middleware and it will run before other things run, right? For which action or for which route you are providing middleware, middleware will run before that path, and it will, all the requests will go through middleware, and whatever action you want to perform in the middle, you can perform. So this is all about middleware, and tomorrow we will meet with another interesting topic related to web development. So thank you for your time.